The Weight of Silence by Heather Gudenkauf. Chapter 13. Deputy Sheriff Lewis. Martin, Gregory, and I approach Tony's front door. Martin has had no luck in locating his daughter or Tony's, and I am hopeful that the girls will be sitting at the kitchen table eating Tony's pancakes, or that they have shown up at the Gregory's where Fielda waits for them. I am still distracted by my quarrel on the phone with Christine, and I try to dismiss her harsh words from my mind. Tony's door opens even before I can knock, and she is there before me, still so beautiful, dressed in her typical summer outfit. A sleeveless t-shirt, denim shorts, and bare feet. She is brown from the sun, her many hours in her garden, or from being outside with her children, I suppose. "You didn't find them?" Antonia states. It is not a question. "No," I say, shaking my head, and we both step over the threshold into her home. She leads us inside, not to the living room as before, but to the kitchen, where a pitcher of iced tea sits on the counter, along with 3 ice-filled glasses. "It's too hot for coffee," she explains and begins to pour the tea. "Please, sit," she invites. And we do. "Have you any idea where else they could be?" Martin asks pleadingly. "Ben's still out in the woods. He knows where Callie would go," Tony says. There is a curious lack of concern in her tone. Incredibly, she doesn't appear to think anything is actually amiss. "Does Callie explore the woods often, Tony?" I ask her, carefully choosing my words. "It's like a second home to her, just like it was for us, Lou," she says, our eyes locking and a lifetime of memories pass between us. "She never goes far, and she always comes back, safe and sound," she adds, I think for Martin's benefit. "We don't allow Petra in the woods without an adult. It's too dangerous. She wouldn't know her way around," Martin says, not quite accusing. I'm still thinking of the way Tony has called me Lou, something she hasn't done for years. She resumed calling me Lewis the day she became engaged to Griff. It was as if the more formal use of my name acted like a buffer, as if I hadn't already known the most intimate parts of her. "Ben will be here soon, Martin," Antonia says soothingly. "If the girls are out there," she indicates to the forest with a thin, strong arm, "Ben will bring them home. I cannot imagine where else they may have gone." "Maybe we should go out and look there too," suggests Martin. "A search party. I mean, how far could 2 little girls have gone? We could get a group together. We could cover more ground. If more people were looking, we would have a better chance of finding them." "Martin," I say, "we have no evidence that is where the girls went. I would hate to focus all of our resources in one area and possibly miss another avenue to investigate. The woods cover over 14,000 acres, and most of it isn't maintained. Hopefully, if they're out there, they have stayed on the trails. We got a deputy out there now." I indicate the other police car that is now parked on the Clark's Lane. "I do think, however, we need to let the public know we have 2 misplaced little girls." "Misplaced?" Martin bellows, his face darkening with anger. "I did not misplace my daughter. We put her to bed at 8:30 last night, and when I awoke this morning, she was not in her bed. She was in her pajamas, for God's sake. When are you going to acknowledge the fact that someone may have taken her from her bedroom? When are you... Martin, I didn't mean to suggest that you or Tony did anything wrong here, I say, trying to calm him. There is no reason to believe that they were taken. No signs of forced entry. Her tennis shoes are gone, Martin. Do you think an intruder would stop to make Petra put her shoes on before they left? That doesn't make sense. Martin sighs. I'm sorry. I just cannot imagine where they could have gone. If they have not been abducted, and they're not in their usual playing spots, the forest just seems the logical place for them to go. Especially if Callie is so comfortable there. Antonia nods. I bet Ben will be here shortly with the two of them, their tails between their legs at the worry they have caused. A thought occurs to me. Tony, is there a pair of Callie's shoes missing? I don't know. Tony sits up a little straighter, her glass of tea perspirating in her hand. I'll go check. Tony rises and climbs the stairs to Callie's room. Martin sips his tea, sets his glasses down, then, unsure of what to do with his hands, picks up the glass again. Martin and I sit in an uncomfortable silence for a moment, and then he speaks. I've never understood how Petra and Callie became such good friends. They have nothing in common, really. The girl doesn't even talk. What in the world could two 7-year-olds do for fun if only one of them speaks? He looks at me with exasperation. Petra would say, could Callie and I have a sandwich? Just peanut butter for Callie. She doesn't like jelly. I mean, how would she know when Callie did not speak? I just do not understand it, he says, shaking his head. Kindred spirits, a soft voice comes from the stairwell. Tony steps into the kitchen carrying a pair of tattered tennis shoes in one hand and an equally worn pair of flip-flops in the other. They are kindred spirits, she repeats to our questioning looks. They know what each other needs. Petra can read Callie like a book. What game she wants to play, if her feelings are hurt, anything. And Callie is the same. She knows that Petra is afraid of thunderstorms and will take her to her bedroom and play the music so loud that it covers up the sound of the thunder. Or if Petra is feeling a little blue, Callie can get her giggling. Callie makes the best faces. She can get all of us laughing. They are best friends. I don't know how to explain how it works, but it does for them, and I'm glad of it. Petra doesn't care that Callie can't talk, and Callie doesn't care that Petra is afraid of thunder and still sucks her thumb sometimes. Tony pauses and holds up the shoes. Her shoes are still here. We're going shopping for school shoes next week. Her cowboy boots are still in the garage. I saw them earlier. Callie doesn't have her shoes on. She wouldn't go into the woods without her shoes. Tony's chin begins to wobble, and for the first time since her girl has gone missing, she looks scared. I put my hand on her arm, and she does not pull away.